The biggest flaw with attachment style theory and other models used by couples counselors is that couples counselors are not trained in any capacity to understand the dynamics between a good man and his wife. They are not trained to see and understand a woman's victim story, the stories we create as women making our husbands the problem, and elaborating and exaggerating the issues and telling them in such a way that paint us as innocent, and all the things we've tried and how we're emotionally available, how we are emotionally adjusted, how we're willing to talk about our feelings, but our husbands are not, that they're distant, they're disconnected, they're emotionally unavailable. Oftentimes women will have the story of why our husbands are distant and emotionally unavailable because of their childhood. And we psychoanalyze our husbands and then draw a therapist into that. And a marriage counselor does not understand the dynamics of the emasculation, the gaslighting, the manipulation that we do to our husbands as women to break them down and disempower them so that we have the power and control in the relationship. It is simply not anything that counselors or marriage counselors are trained in their schooling. And they are biased toward a woman to believe a woman's story, and are biased against a man to see him as the problem in the relationship. I always say there are some good ones out there that will hold women accountable. But as I often say, as soon as a good man and a woman go to a couples counselor where she is held accountable, she doesn't want to go back. And she wants to find a different counselor that will validate her story. This is why I tell good men not to go to marriage counseling. Another reason men should not go to couples counseling and should not engage in a model like attachment style theory is because a good man has been gaslit in the marriage by his wife to believe that he's the problem. He is not able to see the emasculation. He's not able to see the gaslighting that is happening. He doesn't have those traits and negative patterns in him as a good man. It is not in a good man's nature to manipulate, to gaslight, to strip someone of their power and make them feel wrong and bad. It is simply not their nature. And they get duped and gaslit into believing that they are the problem. And as a good man in their nature, they're problem solvers. So when they're having the issues and challenges in the marriage, they want to solve the problem. And they falsely believe that couples counseling and the marriage therapist are going to be balanced and fair-minded. He also falsely believes that his wife is generally interested in solving the problems, that she wants to look at her side of the issues, wants to take accountability and work toward making things better. He can't see through the gaslighting and emasculation how she perceives him as the main problem in the marriage and that he has caused all the problems. So marriage counseling is a setup to make good men wrong and bad and allow your wives to further validate you as the problem. In general, women have no intentions of taking accountability or solving problems. And the purpose of couples counseling for a woman is to validate herself and how she views her husband as the problem. If you are given exercises or homework from a couples counselor, a wife will not follow through and append her end of the bargain or uphold her end of the bargain. And she will be constantly watching if her husband is doing it correctly or not, and will always tell her husband he's not doing what they're being taught in couples counseling correctly, and gaslight him further to believe that she is doing it right. So attachment style theory is just another model that's very popular right now in couples counseling that good men get sucked into, and that women want to use as a way to further validate that he's the problem, and to also use her own unhealthy attachment styles to excuse, rationalize, and justify her own poor behavior in the relationship with no intentions of changing. Hello again, and thank you for taking the time to watch today. For those women listening who know you are the problem and want a path forward to change your woman ways and truly be happy in yourself, I have a course for women called the Happiness Program. And in this course, you will learn how to resolve the unhealthy relationship you have with yourself so that you are empowered to be the solution to the issues and challenges in your marriage and in your life. You can find the link in the description below to learn more about the course and apply to enroll. For the good men listening who want a way to take your power back that you've unknowingly given away to your wife, I also have a course for you called the Marriage Rescue Course for Good Men Only. This course teaches you how to rebuild your strength and confidence as a good man so that you can navigate the relationship with your wife in a healthy, constructive way. You can also find the link in the description below to learn more about the course and apply to enroll. Thank you again, and I will see you all soon.